2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
So by the title of this video, I'm sure you're already aware what's going on. Today is December 13th. I'm currently outside the doctor's office waiting for an ultrasound to confirm I had a miscarriage. I started bleeding about 10 o'clock last night. And then I'm pretty sure I passed the baby about 6:30 this morning. But that's what the ultrasound would be for. Will be to confirm. Johanna did find out, so I will have to tell her some point today. So I'm just waiting for the ultrasound. Hi everyone. So I want to finish my video from the other day that I didn't get to while I had some free time. So when you just seen me now, I was heading into the doctor's to confirm that I lost the baby, so I thought. That's not what happened. So I had my ultrasound and the baby was still there, nestled in my uterus. Just I seen the yolk sac and the little pole. The doctor said the baby looked fine. There was no bleeding in my uterus. She didn't understand what the bleeding was coming from. I had some bleeding from my cervix. She said it could be that. She also went on and said that she had women that bled heavier than I was and went on to have a normal pregnancy. The only thing is that she couldn't find a heartbeat. I was measuring at 5 weeks and 5 days. And so we did my blood work just to check everything. So I went home. The bleeding kind of like slowed down. And my cramping did as well. So I went on with my day. I went to work. And then around 11, I had some really, really strong cramps, worse than the night before. I just knew something was not right, despite what the doctor said. And I just felt like I needed to keep on going to the bathroom, just go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom and would just sit on the toilet, and the blood was just dripping out of me literally in the toilet, like you would hear it just going down into the toilet. And then the cramping just got more intense. And then it got to the point where the bleeding was just not stopping. And so at that point, I decided to leave work and go to the hospital because I just knew something was not right. Even though hours before I seen the baby and everything was fine. So between the drive from my house to the hospital is about 20 minutes. By the time I got to the hospital, I had bled through everything. I bled through my maternity pad that I had from Willow. I bled through that and all through my clothes and down my legs by the time I got to the hospital. With that being said, they did take me right in. The bleeding just wasn't stopping. I did pass some fairly big clots. And they put an IV in me right away, thinking they were going to have to give me a transfusion. And we had to wait for ultrasound. Josh was at work. He did leave work and come to the hospital, and he brought me a change of clothes because I told him that, I ruined my clothes. But to make a really long story short, a really long day, I did in fact lose the baby. They confirmed it by ultrasound. When they did an exam on me, my cervix was opened. I was there all day because the bleeding was extremely heavy. Actually, when they did the exam, they had to put a trash bag right underneath my bottom to collect the blood because it was a lot. And out of all my losses, this one was the earliest loss I've had and the worst, the bloodiest, the scariest. I mean, I delivered Willow and I did that, and the twins, and I did that, but to go through what I just went through, not knowing if the bleeding was ever going to stop, that was scary. They did blood work. They said that my body is producing enough blood cells, so they didn't need to give me a transfusion at that point unless the bleeding didn't stop. So at this point, I was at the hospital from noon to about 7 when we noticed that the bleeding had slowed down enough to like a normal heavy period. So I was discharged at 8:30. So I was there all day. And I'm still confused on what happened. I feel like I don't have the time to grieve. I don't have the time to process what happened to me. Oh. There's just so much going on. Like, we're about to close on our house in a couple days, and I'm packing up the house, and and it's the holidays. It's just like, I just don't have time to process. But every time I think about it, like right now, it's processing. So I just want to give you guys an update on that, and we will see what happens and where we go from here.